General Keith Kellogg, has served this country very, very nobly. I always love having him on because he steps back, looks at the big picture. General, great to see you again. As you know, sir, the leaders of Poland and the Czech Republic, Slovenia, I apologize, are going to be in Kyiv today. Obviously, they represent 3 NATO nations. That can be a prickly event. How do you think it will go?
Yeah, Neil, thanks for having me. Look, I think it's a great, well, it's going to go well. And I think it's a great idea. And I'm glad they're doing it, especially President Duda of Poland, because it's such a key ally, such an important ally as well. But it's a little bit of cosmetic. And I do not mean to degrade anything they're trying to do or deny anything they're trying to do. But what Zelensky really needs is he needs military kit. And we talked about the fighters that President Duda was willing to give, the 29 MiG-29s that he was willing to transfer to him. That's not coming because President Biden shut it down. We're not going to have a no-fly zone. That's kind of a given. But we can bring in some other systems for Zelensky, and I think we should, and they can come out of NATO. There's a Russian system, Russian-made system called an S-300. It's in 3 NATO countries. It's in Slovakia, it's in Bulgaria, and it's in Greece. And we could bring those forward because what would really help Zelensky is not necessarily a no-fly zone because that's transitory. In other words, jets have to refuel. They have to land. But you could put these air defense systems at point targets around their airfield, around the humanitarian sites, and those things have a slant range of about 100 miles. In other words, from Washington, D.C. to Richmond, they can pick up a missile or an aircraft and they can down those. It's a good system. It locks on 8 targets at one time. And I think that's what we have to think about getting them. I think the fact that those leaders are going is important, but then we have to get everybody on board to make sure that we give Zelensky the fighting material he needs. Look, Zelensky is Churchillian in nature. The Ukrainians are fighting with great heart, and we shouldn't let them down. I mean, I'd give them a rock, a BB gun, a slingshot. I don't care what it is. Give them everything they got, because the thing that a lot of people don't realize is Putin is getting ready to be overextended. What I mean by that is all armies have to eventually stop, refit, rearm, refuel. And he's reaching that point where he's pushed his army about as far as he can go without taking a pause. All armies do it. His is going to have to do it. That shows he's overextended, and he's weakening every day as it goes forward.
You know, General, when I've had the honor of talking to a number of these Ukrainians volunteering to stay in Ukraine, including so many of the parliament members, to a man or woman, they say that this isn't just about beating Putin, but hurting him at home. The longer this drags on, and the more average Russians feel the financial impact of sanctions and all of this, and some word leaks out that of the horror that's unfolding here, that you can't hide that forever. And that's what they hope happens, that it's the Russian people, support at home, that turns on him. What do you make of that?
Well, I think it's a great point, Neil, because that's what happened in Afghanistan as well. And right now, if I'm looking at unclassified reports, which are saying he's lost 10,000 troops, a lot of equipment out there. Eventually, that's going to take hold at home because the Russian mothers are going to see their sons and daughters not coming home. He's reaching the point where he's almost lost as many casualties in Ukraine that he lost in the entire time the Soviet Union was involved in Afghanistan. And the Russian mothers and the Russian people are going to take over after a while and say, look, this is not going well. I mean, intuitively, you have to say to them, well, they thought this was going to be an easy go. Remember, our chairman of the Joint Chiefs, General Miller, said they'd take Kyiv within 3 days. They have not. So the Russian people are going to go, hey, wait a second, we're a vaunted military, and it's taking this long. Sooner or later, the tide's going to turn on him, and I think that's the reason he's going to try to finish it. And I don't think he's going to be able to do it. I just don't, Neil. I think the longer this goes, the worse it's going to be for him. And he's actually, if this is a prize fight, my opinion, he's losing on points right now.
Wow. Still losing on points is losing, to your point, General. Thank you very, very much. Good seeing you again. Thank you again, sir, for your service to this country.